So for any practical, the same procedure. What is the first thing we have to do?
Greeting.
Huh?
Greeting like
Yeah, introducing no, to the patient. Okay, next what you will do? Explaining the patient about what you are doing. Okay, checking for indications and contraindications. Checking for indications and contraindications. Okay, then demonstrate the technique show the technique to the patient. Okay, then get some willingness from the patient. If you have any pain or anything, please let me know. Okay, then first one, then see for the clothes, whether if they are good or not. Okay, if there are any obstruction. So what are the determinants of stretching? First one is alignment. What is that? Alignment. Alignment means it's like positioning. Alignment is called positioning. Next one is what? Stabilization. Next one is what? What do you mean by stabilization? Stabilizing the proximal part. That's what we have seen in passive movements. Stabilizing the proximal joint. Next, intensity. What do you mean by intensity? Now, for example, if I am doing a stretch, what muscle I am stretching now? Extensors. Your extensors muscles will stretch. Okay. So that is what. So now intensity means whether you are doing with more load or less load. That is what intensity. Next is what? That is the amount of force you are applying. Amount of force you are applying. Next is what? Duration. Next is what? Duration. Now, I am stretching. And how much time I am maintaining this? How much time I am maintaining this? Stretch.
Force.
With how much speed to apply force? With how much speed you have to apply the force? This is the, see, this is quick stretch, slow stretch. Okay, so how much? Now it's on speed. Next is what? Frequency. How many times?
Number.
How many numbers you want to do? Whether you want to go for 2 times, 3 times, or 3 times per session. Next is what? Mode. Mode. How you are doing? Manual. Manual means therapist is doing or family person will do. Okay? Next is what? Mechanical. Next is what? Mechanical. Okay? So these are about determinants of stretching. So what are the determinants of stretching? First is what? Aligning the patient. Stabilization.
Intensity.
Next, intensity. So alignment, stabilization, intensity, duration, speed, frequency, mode. Okay, so this is what we need for practical. And today we are seeing passive stretching. What is that? In last lab we have seen passive movement. Now today we are going to see passive stretching. Okay? So in that, first we will do for, if I want to improve flexion, flexion, which muscle I have to stretch?
Flexor.
Huh? Which muscle I have to stretch? Huh? Now I want to increase, if I want to increase flexors, which muscle I have to stretch? Which muscle? Latissimus dorsi. Latissimus dorsi. It's a muscle which will come from the pelvis. It will come and it will attach here. If there is any shortness of this muscle, you won't get flexion. Okay? So, if you want to improve the flexion, so here for stretching if you want to improve the flexion, shoulder flexion, you want to stretch the latissimus dorsi. So here you want to stabilize the proximal. You want to stabilize the proximal. So the proximal of this is here. Okay? And you can stretch the muscle like that. Okay? Or if you want, stabilize this. Are you feeling some stretch? Now?
Yes.
Where? Where you are feeling stretch? Okay, so that's an latissimus dorsi. Latissimus dorsi stretch. Okay? If you stabilize properly, you can get better stretch. If you stabilize properly, you can get a better stretch of latissimus dorsi. Okay? So what is the first one here? Alignment. Which position? Supine lying. Stabilization. This is the stabilization. And this is
support.
Okay, you are giving support, very good. Then intensity, the force. Okay, you are applying the force. Duration, it all depends. You can hold it for 5, 10 count. 5 count means 5 seconds, 10 count means 10 seconds. Okay, so like that you can stretch the latissimus dorsi to improve the shoulder flexion. Shoulder flexion. Now, next one is
Speed.
no speed and all. It varies. No, that's what you can do it slow or fast. That's your wish. But generally, slow stretch is very important. Okay. Now do. Where you are holding? Which bone you are stabilizing? What is that?
Support.
Watch bone. It's not support, it is stabilization. So you want to stabilize over the, what is this part?
Belief.
Ilium.
Ilium.
Crest of ilium. Now you can see this bone. Bone. Hold there. Then you have to stretch. It is not here. No. Here. Can you see this bone? Okay? Hold there. Hold.
Slowly.
If you are not comfortable, you hold this. Try to apply the force like. Can you feel that? Stretch? You stretch?
Yes.
Okay? Where? Okay? So you are stretching the latissimus dorsi. Next one is what? How to improve abduction. How to improve the abduction. If I want to improve the abduction, which muscle I have to stretch? Which muscle I have to stretch? If I want to improve the abduction. What is the opposite for abduction?
Adduction.
So what are the adductor muscles? You know, pectoralis, teres major, teres minor. They are all adductors. They are all adductors. You have to hold the hand. Okay, support. Stabilize the scapula. Stabilize the scapula. Okay. Stabilize the scapula and do for abduction. Understood? Now tell me where you are feeling pain.
You're going to have some shapes coming.
Okay? Scapula, stabilize the scapula. Where? Pain. Okay? So that's an adductor stretching. Adductor stretching to improve abduction. To improve abduction. Okay? So where you want to stabilize alignment? Same. Okay? Same alignment. It is in supine lying. Now here, what you are doing? You have to first maintain the, be in a limited range, 90 degrees. Say scapula. scapula. Stabilize the scapula, then support it. If you are not stabilizing it, can you see here? Scapula is coming out. If scapula is coming out, no stretch will come. You have to stabilize that scapula, and then, can you feel now pain?
Yes.
That is what? Stretch. If you are not, see, if I am not stabilizing, if I do, no stretch. Okay, now stabilize. Stabilize the scapula. Give it. Bone, push it. Okay, hold it. Now do this stretch. No, that is coming. You should push it. Yeah, yes. Okay? Or if you are not comfortable, okay, I think that is more comfortable position you can go for. Okay, understood? So that is for to improve the abduction, abduction. So first we have seen for flexion, next is abduction. Now, if you want to improve this, what is this? What is this movement? Now, horizontal abduction. Horizontal abduction. Now, how to improve the horizontal abduction? Now, what muscle you have to stretch? If I want to improve the horizontal abduction, how to stretch? What muscle to be stretched?
Biceps.
No. Can you are a little closer? Can you tell me the best? So first, okay? Can you come little to my left side? Be there. Move to this side. Good. Okay? So again, hold this. Hold the hand. It's an pectoral muscles. Come on. There is pectoral muscles. Pectoral muscles. Now how to stretch this muscle? How to stretch this muscle? Now again, stabilize and try to, can you feel?
Yes.
Where? Tell me. Okay, the whole thing. Okay, pectoralis stretch. So stabilize, go it down. Okay, understood? This is to improve the which range? Stretching the pectoralis muscle, that is horizontal adductors to improve horizontal abduction. So we have seen flexion, shoulder abduction, and shoulder horizontal abduction. Okay. Now we will see for how to improve internal rotation and external rotation. First we will see external rotation. See, if I want to improve external rotation, which muscle I have to stretch? Which muscle I have to stretch? Okay, give some towel.
Deltoid. This muscle.
This is deltoid. Now I am not doing for deltoid.
Yeah.
Can you tell me internal rotators? What are the internal rotators? Internal rotators muscles. Huh? Hey, why you? I am asking lower upper limb muscles. You are telling lower limb muscles. Vastus is here. This is vastus. He is telling what is this muscle? Gluteus he is telling here. Why you people are changing the whole human being itself? Let it be human being. Try to study, okay? Yeah, that's okay, fine. You can study later. In your practical, while coming to practical, please try to study the muscles and come. Otherwise, definitely you won't get any mark. You understood? We will ask you what muscle you are stretching. So now we are stretching internal rotators. We are stretching internal rotators to improve external. Now I want to improve external rotation. Okay? So what I have to stretch now? I have to stretch internal rotator muscles. So keep your upper limb in shoulder 20 to 25 degrees of abduction. Can you see here? 20 to 25 degrees of abduction. Elbow in flexion. Stabilize the shoulder and give
Extend.
where you are feeling stretch now. He is always feeling there. Okay, shoulder, elbow in flexion and try to give some stretch. So that is to improve the external rotation and stretching for internal rotators. If you are not getting, then make the shoulder little adduction, then relax, don't. Okay, so that is to stretch the internal rotators to improve external rotation. Now how to improve the internal rotation? If I want good internal rotation, which muscles I have to stretch? Opposite. If I want internal rotation, I have to stretch external rotators. I have to stretch external rotators. Then how to stretch that? Now come this side. Into 90 degrees, shoulder abduction into 90 degrees. Stabilize the shoulder. Okay, hold here. Okay, then try to do the internal rotation. See, you have to stabilize like this. If you are not stabilizing, it will go like that. Then you don't get stretching. So if you want to get a stretch of external rotation to improve internal rotation, stabilize and do this. Are you getting stretch?
Yes.
Okay?